Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of Caffeine and Green with your man, Connor Cardenas. And before we get into it today, I just want to give a huge shout out to the title sponsor of Caffeine and Green, which is 7 Seas Roasting Company, coming straight out of San Diego, California. My home roaster, and most of the time where you'll find me during the week. Now, what's so great about 7 Seas Roasting is that we're doing things a little bit different in specialty coffee. We're working with coffee farmers in villages in Laos and Vietnam, and we're bringing those coffees to life. But along with that, we're also showcasing other amazing coffees, Colombia's, Ethiopians, Guatemala's, Mexican coffees, which is coming down the pipe, so get ready, y'all. Now, full transparency, I am the head roaster at 7 Seas, as most of you know. But regardless, I think by now y'all know that I'm giving you straight fire with that coffee. So what I want you to do is head over to 7seasroasting.com, put in my code C&G at checkout, and you're going to get a deal, which is 3 bags of coffee for $30. I mean, that's a no-brainer if you really think about it, because 2 bags is $32 right there. So you're essentially getting 1 bag of coffee for free. It's a no-brainer, like I said. Now, right now, we have the El Jaguar, which is amazing. It's chocolate. It's nutty. It has a little bit of orange zest up front. We also have an array of new Lao coffees. The Katuat Village, we have the Phodom Kwan, and we also have the classic Setapung. Now, we also have some other things coming down the pipe, again, like I mentioned, so be ready, but that's what you have to choose for, and we have amazing, they're amazing coffees. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and again, use that code C&G at checkout. That's CANDG, and you're going to get that deal 3 for $30. Now, unfortunately, the charity coffees, which is the Kaha Collective and the Spikes Roast, don't come in this deal. But you still have so many coffees to choose from, it's all G. So head over, guys, C&G at checkout to get that deal. My guest today, Andrew Biernat. He is a very successful male model. Yes. But at the same time, and the reason he came on the show today is because he has his origins in skateboarding. And I'm talking so gnarly. You have to watch it to believe it. He is amazing on a board. He's amazing off a board. He's amazing to talk to. He was a lot of fun, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. So without further ado, Andrew Biernat. This is your time to shine, homie. Let's go. Give me caffeine and green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and green. And we're live. Andrew Biernat. Welcome to Caffeine and Green, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. Now, you're a successful male model, which is why I wanted you to come on the show. I'm just going to get right into it. And you're a gnarly skateboarder. You sent me your part today. You're like, hey, this is the last footage that I had. I watched it maybe a couple minutes right before you came in. And I have to say, dude, the model thing is cool. That's definitely cool. But your skating is so gnarly. You were jumping on huge-ass rails. You were skating pretty fast over big-ass gaps, too. And just, like, eating shit. Like, that first trick, that kickflip.
Yeah, that's, I felt like when I was skating, like, at my prime, I was hurt most of the time. So, yeah, I mean.
But, I mean, you went big. I mean, what possessed you to go that big and go that fast?
I would listen to, like, Iron Maiden and Metallica. Like, I'd be the guy that had the earphones in, skating around. Yep. And I would be listening to just fast music, I guess. Yeah. So it made me want to skate faster. So, but yeah.
Is that from the beginning? Like from when you learned how to skate till the point where you got as good as you did?
No. So, I mean, I started skating when I was 9. And I sucked for years, actually. I was like pretty bad. And then like all of a sudden it just like clicked. And then I don't know, I started getting better. But I started skating fast because I sucked and I always wanted to clear the gap. So I was like, well, if I go fast, I'll clear it. And then that kind of just stuck when I started getting better. So I just always skated fast.
Dude, but then you got hops too. I mean, you were jumping on some beefy rails.
Yeah.
Beefy rails, beefy gaps. I mean, the thing that stuck out to me the most, I think, was what's it called? It's the penny banks, but you like
the chain to bank that they put the rail in.
Yeah, the super tall ass rails, and you smith the top of it.
Yeah,
dude. So I was looking at it, I was like, oh shit, like what? That blew my mind.
Yeah, so I just started skating taller rails because I think my friends back home who I grew up skating with, I'm from Spokane, Washington.
Okay.
They would always give me shit because I had like such a small trick selection. I did like front nose grinds, front nose blunts, Smiths, 5-0s, like just all the basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was never like super tech or anything. Like I couldn't I could do like flick front 50s, but I never was like a flick back tail guy, like shove out. I could never do that. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to skate taller stuff and just do basic stuff. And I don't know, it kind of worked out.
But have you always been able to jump that high?
I don't know. It just like, I just started trying, I guess, one day, like, but no, I don't know. I never played like basketball or anything.
Yeah, you weren't like a jock of that sort.
No.
Damn. So you were doing big rails and you ended up, fast forward through a lot of stuff, but you ended up getting sponsored by Lurkville, which is how this kind of all happened right here.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? You're from Spokane, Washington. You're just getting footage, sending it over.
So the shop I rode for, Pistol Skate Shop in Spokane. Mm-hmm. It's owned by a dude named Josh Yandel. Super, super cool dude. He was just always sending my stuff out. He would get me like flow for like just random things. Like he had me like getting shoes from like Fallen Footwear for a while. Like just he was
Sick.
Always pushing my footage, and then somehow Tyrone came across it. I think he sent it to Tyrone because he was carrying Lurkville boards for a period of time. And yeah, Tyrone saw it and then reached out to me and then just started sending me boards. And I mean, that's kind of how it started. And from there, I moved to Portland for like a period of time. And while I was in Portland, he reached out to me and was like, hey, come down here and like film with us. And so like I flew down for a couple days. I think I might have went for a week. I can't remember. But like straight off the plane, he like picked us up. My buddy that was living in Portland with me, Tyler Gilbert, he's in like New York now. I don't know what he's doing. Picked me up from the airport, took me to this spot in like in Hotel Circle. It was like this downhill, like gnarly, sketchy spot.
Yeah.
And you went off like this ledge onto a electrical box. Mm-hmm. And I think Shrikin skated it like at one point. I don't even know, but it was gnarly. And I tried to gap to back 50 it and just caught my back truck, hit my head into the ground. And just like I have a scar right here from it. And I'm just bleeding. And this is like the first time meeting all the Lurkville dudes.
Right off the plane?
Yeah. And so I hit my head. I'm bleeding and I stand up and everyone's like quiet and I'm like, I'm going to do it right here. And they're just like, what the fuck? It's like, I remember Tyrone being like, what? Like, are you all right? And then I tried one more time and then we got kicked out by like a security guard. And then I remember just him wanting to take a picture of me because I had blood all over me.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
so I hope he has that photo still because I haven't seen it in forever.
I need to see that.
So I just went on like a long tangent right now.
No, that was perfect. Okay. That was no tangent at all. Keep talking. No, so you hit your head. Did you like go to the hospital?
No.
No, you just went and kept skating?
I didn't have insurance, man. I was like, as long as I was coherent, I guess. And so,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you do like a concussion test or like check your eyes or nothing?
No.
Damn,
nobody
son.
did that for me.
Sketch. You could have died on that, homie. That's scary.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so after that, was it just kind of, I mean, for lack of a better term, like love at first sight in a sense, where like Lurkville was like, fuck yeah, this dude's down?
Yeah, I mean, Tyrone just like, he kind of made it feel like when you went out skating, like it was like the last day that you're going to be skating. So you just felt like you had to bring it every day.
Really? Why is that?
Just, I mean, he would pick me up from where I was living. I lived in National City for a little bit, like the first place that I lived at here. And it was like a shithole. I was like, it was a dump. But, so I was like, man, San Diego is kind of sketchy, but,
yeah.
He would pick me up every day. And right when I got in the car, he's like, I have a spot for you. And the first spot he would take me to was just insane. I'm like, all right, I guess it's this day right here. I guess this is what's happening.
It's like no warm up, like a manual pad.
Yeah. So, but I was always like down to throw myself down stuff. So
go fast.
Yeah.
Damn,
So.
dude, that's fucking badass. So, did you? I mean, you obviously hit it off with everybody. Was there somebody on Lurkville who got you like super stoked to skate? Dolan, BK, Chris LaRue.
I mean, Chris was always so much fun to skate with. I mean, all the dudes were pretty rad. I like Mike Gabbana was awesome. I love drinking with Mike Gabbana too. That's I don't know if I should talk about that, but we'd always have a good time after the skate sessions.
Dude, I just seen him last weekend actually.
Oh, really?
He came into the coffee shop.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, him and his wife.
Oh my God, he's married,
dude. Yeah, he's married, 2 kids. He lives in Vegas now. Yeah, bro.
What?
Yeah, he came through. Do you know Ruben Barrick?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruben came in. Nick Shields.
Shields
came in.
I saw. Did they start like a magazine or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shieldless Mag.
Hell yeah.
I'm having an interview come out. I'm gonna have like an interview with them. They did it, and it's like gonna come out pretty soon. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I couldn't believe it. It was super fun.
Hell yeah.
But
yeah, I need to get my hands on that then.
Dude, yeah, it's like a website.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
it's like an online magazine?
Yeah, online publication.
I guess, yeah, that makes more sense.
Dude, so did you skate with Dolan and stuff like that too during the like Meet the Lurkers, or was it after, like post Meet the Lurkers?
We skated before that and stuff, but we always were like, there was like, we would always go to the spots, and we'd always, I mean, Dolan fucking kills it, but
Insane.
There was like, he would always want to do a trick, and I was always like, I want to do that trick too, but he was always a lot better than me. He was gnarly. But like Tyrone would always laugh because some days we would like show up, we'd be picking up Dolan, and we would be wearing like the same outfits or something. Like, so it was pretty funny.
Oh my God, dude.
But I don't know. I hope he's not listening to this right now.
Nah, dude, he's probably out there doing something sick, like launching through the air, doing some art piece. Like,
yeah.
Dude, he's on one.
Dude, he is fucking killing it.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I know he's like out east somewhere. I don't even know.
Is he like, did he go back to the desert, or like Temecula where he was from?
I think he's out there somewhere. I don't know if I don't think it's specifically Temecula. I think it's somewhere over there, but okay. Tyrone had mentioned it. He's like, yeah, he lives pretty far out there now. But I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
Chilling. Dude, the park that he skates looks pretty sick.
Yeah, if he's still shredding and doing his art, then that's all that matters, man.
Fuck yeah. So what happened? I mean, from what I understand, Tyrone had mentioned it to me about how like you got hurt and then you basically went into modeling. What at that, like, how long were you on Lurkville before you got hurt? And like,
oh man, I'm so bad with like time frames. So I tore my ACL, I think when I was like 23. I think I was down here for like almost a year and a half or 2 years before I tore it. So from that time, well, as soon as I tore it, like I was still kind of hanging out with them afterwards, but he was just like, get your knee fixed. And I didn't have health insurance. And, I was like trying to figure out all that stuff. And then once I got health insurance, they wouldn't cover the surgery. And it was just like, just one shitty thing after another. And, but what was the original question? Because I keep going off your questions.
No, you're going perfectly on the question. Yeah, no, you're totally fine.
So, but I mean, like, I think like a year and a half to 2 years, I was like skating with them. So. And
then you got hurt, but, and it was this gnarly fucking rail. You sent me the photo today.
Yeah.
So that's the exact, that photo is the exact rail that you hurt?
I don't know if it was that day, because we went there one day and I like dropped in 50'd it. And then we went back to get like a photo of it too with, I think Rhino came with us.
Okay. I
can't remember exactly, but I was jumping on it and it just didn't feel right. I was like, this isn't like, it just felt wrong. And I was telling Turner, I'm like, dude, I'm not feeling it. And he's like, come on, just like do it. And
yeah.
And just one of the tries I jumped on and like my board just slipped over it. And then how I landed on the stair, it was like the my foot was up on a higher stair, and then like my knee was down below like another stair, and just how my weight was on it. It sounded like a tree breaking a little bit. Like I could hear it in my ears.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I got you.
And I was just like, oh, that's definitely not good. And I started trying to step on it. I couldn't put any weight on it. And then, I don't feel like anyone, I think everyone was like, oh no, you'll be good. You'll be good. And I had to like scale over a fence to get out of there. And like, dude, it hurt so bad. I was like, this is not fucking right. Like there's something wrong with this. But then I was just like, I went home, iced it, and I stayed off it for 2 weeks, and it was like not good. And then I finally went to the doctor, and they're like, yeah, your ACL is completely torn in half. Your both your meniscuses are like toast. And they just like a list of things that were wrong with it. And they were like, but your ACL is completely not together. And hearing that, dude. I was like, okay, so what I do? They're like, well, you need surgery. And I was like, okay, I don't have insurance. And they're like, well, you need that, or you need this much money to do this. And I was like, all right, well, I don't have either of those. So.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you just let it heal?
No, it's still torn right now. And this is like 5 years later.
Whoa, dude. Are you serious? Holy shit.
I mean, I could get it fixed now, but it's like a pretty long recovery time. And I just kept putting it off. And I'm like, for the most part, I work out every day and I can lift weights on it. There's like certain moments where it's like it hurts a little bit, and I plan on getting surgery, but it's like I keep saying like I'll do it next year. And like now I'm 28 right now, so I probably should do it soon, but things just keep happening, and I'm like, I don't have time to take like 8 months to sit on my ass. So
yeah,
but I mean, I could still switch tray flip right now. So I got that. I got him better than Tyrone too. So
dude, oh damn! Do you hear that, Tyrone? Do you
I'm calling you out, Tyrone.
Switch tray flips, dude. That is so crazy, bro. So how long did it? I mean, what did you do you just worked out and it built the muscles around it to compensate?
Something. I mean, I got really into like taking care of myself, because I used to smoke like a pack a day. Like
Cigs?
For like 6 years. And after I tore my ACL, I went through a weird year of just like a downward spiral. And I got myself out of that, and then I was like, I'm going to start taking care of myself. And from that, I just started like, I don't know, learning how to properly work out, I guess. And I was like, my plan was to build up the muscle around my leg. And I mean, in a way it worked. I mean, I actually feel like I'm in better shape now than I was before I tore my ACL. But definitely there's like moments where I can feel the give on it when I'm doing certain things. But for the most part, like I run all the time, which I don't think I should be, but I do.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I'll get on a board every once in a while and just like, I just cruise around and I just skate really fast around and pop ollies. And like, I mean, that I still do that. So that's, I mean, I'm not jumping down big ass shit, but
you skate fast. So
it's still fun.
I still get you though.
Yeah.
Do you ever hit like, I don't know, you've obviously been to OB Park.
Yeah.
That's my favorite park ever. It's pretty shitty, but it's amazing at the same time.
Yeah.
I will go there because I kind of had not the same thing, but I had an injury where I broke my back and then dislocated my hip. So it was fucked up for a long time. Same thing. Like hip was popped out for 3 months. And when the hip finally healed and they popped it back in, they still couldn't figure out that my back was broke. So I had to like go all these doctors, finally get to the NorCal Spine Institute, and they fucking tell me, they're like, yo, you cracked your fucking L5. And it's just like cracked all the way through. Like not all the way through, but like halfway through. And I had to sit for like 4 months, couldn't do shit. And it was heavy.
Did they do surgery at all on it, or just like they just said you can't move?
You can't move.
Yeah.
Because it was like a fracture, like a hairline fracture, not like destroyed, like nothing blew out, no like the space.
It just needed to stay still for 4 months to
heal
bind back together. That's gnarly, dude. Back stuff. I'm like so happy I never messed my back up. That was like one thing that
Dude, I'm just thankful that nothing actually popped out. Nothing. So my back is good. It's my hip now. That's because it was popped out for so long. But same thing. I actually am in physical therapy right now for, I went skating and I fucking was like doing kickflip fakies above coping. Like,
there you go. Now I'll get it.
On the tranny. And I kept fucking like a couple of them I kicked out and just like the physical therapist was like, you have like a high ankle sprain. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, dude, what? And so she'll like be doing these things now. And she's like, dude, you have to get your butt, your leg, all these stronger. You have to do them. So I'm just like in the gym now, just getting all that shit. Like, I'm the dude sitting there with the leg spreader.
Oh, the thing that any chick that gets on, they're just like awkward. They're like, why is everyone looking at me?
Bro, I was telling my physical therapist the other day, shout out Katie if you ever hear this. She was, what was it? I was telling her how like I got on and I was describing it to her. She started laughing at me. She's like, yeah, because like I only see chicks doing that. I'm sitting there like, fuck it, Paul. I gotta get my legs stronger.
Yeah,
dude.
It's always funny seeing the girls on that machine. They're just like, they just look horrified because, it's a vulnerable position to be in.
Especially depending on the gym you're going to. Like, yo, folks just be creeping. Like, yo, whatever, hella weird.
Yeah.
Bro, but so does that? I mean, as I'm gonna shift gears a little bit here now. So you went from skating, you started working out. Tyrone said basically like a very summed up version is like you got like headshots done.
It's kind of, yeah. So I'm gonna jump back a little bit here. So when I lived in Portland, I was like skating with my friends and I got like scouted off the street. Like someone was like, "Have you ever thought about modeling?" And I was like, in my mind, I was like, "You're a fucking pervert. Like, what are you talking about?" And he gave me like his card. I looked him up and they were like a legit agency in Portland. It was like called Muse Models or something. And I go in there and they hype me up like super hard. They're like, we can get you booked in New York and like saying all this like crazy stuff to me. And like they had like a really nice office and I was like, okay, maybe these guys are like legit. And then they like sent me out on some stuff like castings and but I was like at the peak of my skating, I think, right there. Like I felt like I was the gnarliest at that point. So like I did a couple things and I didn't hear anything back from it and I was just like, screw this. And I signed a contract with them. It was like a year contract, but then I like just never spoke to him again. So I just bailed out on it. So that was like always in my mind. And like my mom would always tell me to like, she thought I should get into modeling but my mind wasn't there, I guess. So jumping now back forward, after I hurt my knee and I started working out, I had just like some friends were like, you should think about doing that. And so I took photos with my phone, like literally just with my cell phone. And I sent them into a couple agencies. And then one was like, come in, we want to meet with you. And I'm actually still at that agency today. It's Auto Models. They're my mother agency. And that's pretty much it. Like, so they signed me and nothing happened for like a year. Like I wasn't working with them or anything. They would send me out on stuff randomly, but I didn't have a portfolio or anything and I didn't know how to build that. And I was bartending at a private party in La Jolla and a photographer came up to me and was like, have you ever thought about modeling? And I told him everything. And then he was like, well, I want to shoot with you. And I ended up shooting with him. And from there, I started doing the romance novel stuff, and then
what?
Yeah, and I've been on. Yeah, it's
whoa. Tell me more about this romance model.
Okay, shit. So I mean, he's a fashion photographer, but he also does that because it's I don't know. That's what he mainly shoots, I guess. But yeah, I've been on over like 200 like romance books.
Different titles?
Yeah, dude, there's so many.
Bro, do you show me on your phone? Do you have photos?
Dude, there's so many. If you
like, are you like a Fabio?
I mean,
essentially,
I think I'm better looking than Fabio. No, but I've gone to like 2 like romance novel convention things, like the sometimes an author will like fly you out to sit with her and sign books, and it's like, dude, it's so crazy. I mean, that whole fan base, they're like awesome ladies, like they're super super nice, but they like come up to you and they talk to you and they like call you by like your character's name, and like so it's like it's pretty trippy, but I've met a lot of amazing people through that, through doing that, I guess. So and
so you got on, you meet this dude, you get
do you
on
really want to see some photos?
Yeah, I want to fucking see some photos. Are you kidding me? Dude. Yes. I want to see the cover of a book.
I'm listening to you. Dude, I seriously come out on like a new book like every week. Like there's so many that I've been on. It's like this is a cover reveal from today.
Midnight Love, New York Times bestseller. Yo, and that's a real photo.
Yeah, they made it look like,
dude. Oh, they don't actually do like the book covers
You're
anymore.
thinking about like the painting almost, or the drawings. Like, yeah, that's. I think they might still do that, but I haven't done anything like that. So,
dude, okay. Question: does that trip you out? Oh,
I mean, my face is cut off, but that's my.
Okay, so guys, for everybody who can't see this, the first one he showed me was an actual picture of his face. He's kind of like looking up at you. This one is called The Holdout, and it's just his chest, like abs. We're talking like there's at least 6 there. We got some pecs.
It might.
And he's wearing he has a football helmet and some football. And I'm pretty sure that's the outline of your penis.
Maybe. But
dude, that's badass.
Yeah, I mean, that whole world is pretty awesome. Like the authors that I've met through it, they're like the sweetest ladies, and so I mean, it's cool.
So you do the romance novels because of this guy. Does he lead to other jobs for you?
Yeah, so like the first magazine I was published in was through him, like the first editorial I ever did. Like I had the cover of it. And it's the magazine was like a Portuguese magazine, I think. I might be wrong, so don't quote me on this, but we're live, so there's nothing to do.
It's all good.
But it was like Solstice magazine, but I had the cover of that, and that was like the first time, the first editorial like I ever shot, and then it got published, and I got on the cover of it. So I was like, I guess I'll try this for a little bit, and then it ended up leading to so many things, and I got to travel and see a lot of cool places, and it's like I always loved skating with my friends because we'd always take like road trips and like go to all the skate parks like in the Northwest, and so I always thought skateboarding would take me around the world, and I mean it got me to San Diego, and then it kind of ended there, and so now the modeling stuff, like I've been to Beijing, and I've seen like the Great Wall of China, and I've been to like everywhere. There's too many places to count. So I'm like, I'm very thankful for everything that I've got to do through it. So,
dude, so walk me through like a daily, like just your day to day, like you have to look good for your job, like straight up. So do you just base your whole day around like working out, eating right, fucking?
I try to eat as healthy as possible. I think my biggest like weakness is beer. I don't drink all the time, but when I do, I like IPAs, and those are probably like the worst for you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like like today I didn't have to go to LA. Usually I have to go to LA for castings. Mondays and Thursdays I'm up there for my acting class. But yeah, pretty much driving up to LA, listening to podcasts, listening to Caffeine and Green.
Yeah.
And just doing that commute and going up there sometimes for like a 5-minute casting.
Yeah.
I walk in there, they're like, nice to meet you, get the fuck out.
Whoa.
not get the fuck out, but that's what it feels like sometimes. And then I just drive back here, and then I'll work out. So and have dinner with my girlfriend and do some boring shit like that.
Dude, no, that's fucking legit, because that's what I try to get it in every day, but it's just so hard with everything. But
yeah,
I mean, to work out, I honestly, if I don't have anything else going on and I go to the gym, I like to try to get like maybe 2 hours in there. How long are you usually there?
2 hours, like on average, but like some days if I don't have to be anywhere, like I mean today I had this, but you live like 7 minutes away from me, so I went to the gym this morning. I was there for like 3 hours, so
dude, just getting it.
Yeah,
have like
and I listen, and I'm sitting in there like listening to Iron Maiden or something. So people are like, they're listening to whatever they're listening to, and I'm like thinking about just skating really fast, but I have just like weights in my arms. So.
Dude, no, I do the same shit, bro. Cause like I'll be. Oh my god! Sometimes, as of late, I've actually been listening to a lot of Slipknot and Slayer.
Okay.
And then fucking, that's pretty much it. Just like the first album, and then maybe Iowa, because I was super into them when I was like 15.
Yeah.
So those first 2 albums, and then just Slayer, just like.
Dude, Slayer is so good. Dude, it's so good to skate. Like I loved skating like mini ramp with like a little bit of like the tranny on it or the vert, and Slayer was awesome, just like pumping it so fast and doing front like slashers and 5-0s and stuff.
Dude, stand up front side 5-0s when they're like cocked, like you're on top and they're cocked to the side like that, and then you're like almost, I would like it, I don't know if this will make sense, but like you get up like this, but then you're about to go in, but you're still holding on, and then it's like like you're like,
it kind of spits you out a little
bit.
Dude, it's so good.
It's the fucking best.
Man.
But I honestly, I have to agree. But then, or like the Number of the Beast, that one, is that's
Iron Maiden.
That is Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hell yeah.
For me, it was bowls, like straight up Obi Park, the original bread bowl. Did you ever skate that?
I don't think I didn't.
Dude,
I was always at the God, I can't think of it right now. The park in like National City, the
Memorial.
I don't know why I forgot that, dude. I haven't been there. I haven't been there in so long. But that's where I would always go with like Tyrone and like the Lurkville dudes.
Well, that was in like the heyday.
Yeah.
Dude, now that there's so many parks here, there's like barely anybody at Memorial ever. We went there to film the Shieldless thing.
Yeah.
And a couple of the dudes who were there from like the years ago when I was going there all the time, it's like Nolan, shout out to all those homies, Woogie,
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking killing it, but like nobody in the park practically.
So they're all there though still, right?
Yeah,
that's sick, dude.
And they're fucking amazingly good. It's so sick to see them not only be better and just like super fluid, but just so much steam now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all grown up. Because when I talked to Woogie, I was like, "Bro, how old are you now?" He's like 23. I was like, "Whoa." I met him when he was like 12 or 13.
Still, 23, man. He's still young, man.
Super baby. But like the fact that I've known him since he was like a minor, I'm like, holy shit. But now he's like all bossed up, just like skating hard, doing massive fucking gaps. I'm like, dude, nuts.
That was one thing that was crazy about moving here and like seeing all the dudes that they could just skate these big gaps and just do like insane flip tricks down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't used to that from where like I grew up. It was so coming like I just remember going to Memorial with all the Lurkville dudes and seeing just some of the people skate that big, like was that a 3 block or a 4 block?
The 3 block.
And just doing insane shit, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was like, I would put that in my part. I was like, if this was at a street spot, I would film that.
Yeah, dude. There was one kid, Rob. Rob was the homie. He used to do fucking like kickflip, I don't even know what you want to, or like backside flip, late shove.
Down the
3 block.
Damn, that's gnarly,
dude. So you're going backside flip. You do the flip, catch it, flip, and then like late shove, and then boom, land it perfect.
What the fuck?
Just complete 180. It was fucking amazing.
I've never seen that shit, dude. I don't even watch a lot of the skate videos now. I feel like I'm so out of the loop. But like every time if I see anything, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like dude, it's insane. Like dude. the just from like this 5-year gap that I've taken from like not being in that world and seeing what's happening now, I'm like, I'm almost glad I got out when I did.
Dude, I was told once by the team manager of Orion when I was like sponsored and shit. Yeah. He was like, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. He's like, if you would have been like, you could have been a pro skateboarder 10 years ago. This is when I was like 28. So yeah, like 5 years ago or so, probably during that time. He's like, 10 years ago, you could have been a pro skateboarder and like a good one. Traveled, did everything. He's like, now there's no way. And I was just like, damn. It was right at that moment I was like,
you're just like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, I was like, well, that, but at the same time I was all, okay, maybe I should start thinking other avenues. But I was at that point in my life, I was already back in college, so it was just, but it was like, fuck.
Yeah, it
sucks to hear that when you're like,
yeah.
But
yeah, I had no backup plan. I was like, this is it. And even like, I didn't even know what this is it meant. Like what happens, because there's like pros that are killing it, and they don't make any money either. So it's like it's a very hard industry to profit from.
Oh yeah.
But not saying like I was ever doing it for the money. That was not my intentions ever. But it would be nice to be able to do what you loved and also survive off it. So
100%. I mean, that's what you're doing right now. You love modeling, right?
I mean, it's I wouldn't say I love it. I get to go to cool places and meet awesome people that otherwise I would never meet. And I mean, like, I've done a lot of crazy ass things. Like I was in the Bahamas. I mean, before what happened, it sucks what's going on there right now with the hurricane or what happened. But I was there like last year, and I was there for like 5 days shooting a commercial. Like Lenny Kravitz was in it, and all I had to do was pretend like it was me and this chick on like a honeymoon or something, and we literally got to do all of the things you would do in the Bahamas if you're on your honeymoon, but we were just being filmed while we were doing it. So it was like stuff like that. And we were staying in a really nice resort, and and they're paying us way too much money. I'm like, this is insane. I was like, I would have paid you guys to do all this shit, but you guys are paying me. So I mean, stuff like that. It's insane. So I don't know. I feel lucky, but
dude, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, tell me some. Can you talk about the companies that you've modeled for? Because I've seen some of them, but
yeah. I mean, I can. I've done so much stuff. It's like things that come to mind. Like I did a shoot for Tom Ford for his underwear stuff. It was an editorial, and like Tom Ford was in the shoot. Like, so I met Tom Ford.
Damn.
The photos, not all of them got published. We shot for a whole day, and they ended up using probably like 3 or 4 photos. Jesus. And in the photos, there's one with me halfway in the pool, and I have like underwear in my hand, and you can see the Tom Ford logo. And then there's another one where like Tom Ford's sitting in a chair, like looking at the camera, and then me and 2 other models are standing behind him, and all you can see is the underwear. So like you could see our abs, and then our heads are cut off, and then you just see him. And so it's like we shot all day, and that's what they used. So it's just like, I mean, it's regardless of what they used, it was sick. It was like it was crazy. And Tom Ford's like actually like a super nice dude. He's awesome, and he's like worth like billions of dollars, and he's an awesome guy. Dude, I don't know. I've done a lot of crazy stuff.
Well, bro, Gucci. For me, Gucci is like, it's like fucking Gucci Mane. I fucking love wearing Gucci. And then I was scrolling through your shit when I was like talking about getting you on the podcast, and I was like, dude, you did a show with Gucci.
It wasn't Gucci.
It wasn't Gucci.
No. So this is another story. So when I lived in Milan for like 4 months.
This is after San Diego?
I was living in San Diego with my girlfriend, and then I went to Milan for 4 months. I came back like for the holidays because I left in November, and then I came back like the end of December, and then for like a week or something, and then I flew back to Milan. But it was Dolce and Gabbana. I did a show for Armani, and then I got fitted for a show for Dolce and Gabbana by Domenico Dolce. So he's like one of the owners. Like he fitted me for the show. I was lined up to do the show that was going to be in New York. And so I got fitted for it. I flew back. This was like on the end of my time living in Milan, like literally like 2 days before I was flying back to the US to like move back here. And I get a call from my agent in Milan, and they're just like, okay, so they need to refit you for the show. And I'm like, I'm in San Diego, and they're like, can you fly back by tomorrow? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that 14-hour flight or whatever it was back. And they're like, okay, well, if you don't fly back, then you can't be in this show. And I was just like, I was over it at that point. I was like, I'm not flying back. But so that was that story. But Gucci, I've never done anything for Gucci.
Oh,
Not yet.
Soon.
Hopefully.
Dude.
I mean, I don't know.
Dude, but Nick Shields, shout out Nick, when he's like, he sent me a photo, or he showed me a photo when he was down here he was like walking past a Michael Kors, and you were like in the window, like in a display piece or something like that.
Really?
You were like wearing a like a tuxedo with a
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it was like you were getting married or something.
No,
like
I
that.
know. Yeah. I wish you would have fucking sent me that, man. I haven't seen those things. That was from a shoot I did in like Pittsburgh, I think. Like randomly, like I got flown out to Pittsburgh, shot for a day, and then flew back. But yeah, that was like for their wedding suits or something. I don't even know what the fuck it was
Dude,
for.
that was crazy. When he showed it to me, I was all, Michael Kors? I was like, holy shit, dude, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, there's so many things that dude, I don't even know. Sometimes people send me photos and I'm like, I don't even remember what that's from. I don't even know, but it's pretty crazy.
So now you've mentioned it earlier in the show, and we were talking about it also before the podcast, but now you're trying to pursue acting.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Tell me a little bit about this.
So I've been taking classes for like I think like 2 years. I was taking classes down here at the rehearsal room. Carrie Scott is the teacher there, and he owns it. I went there for almost a year, I think. I can't remember, but I just started taking classes at Anthony Meindl's Actors Workshop in LA, and I've been there for like 4 months now. And it's, yeah, I mean, I kind of think like when I started modeling, that was always in my mind. Even when I was skateboarding, like I always wanted to kind of get into acting somehow, but I never was like, I didn't think, I was like, that's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I loved skateboarding. So whenever I had that thought, I would just I'd go skate and I'd forget about it. But once I got hurt, I was like, what else do I love doing? Or what else am I interested in? And I've always been obsessed with movies and I guess just like the storytelling side of it, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I've been taking classes for 2 years now and it's been going good. And I mean, I feel like I've made a lot of progress and it's not, I mean, acting is very hard. I'm not going to say it's easy, but you don't have to like, there's no sacking on rails or anything. It's
yeah,
dude. There's that aspect of it. So like going into an audition, I like the feeling of like my heart starts beating a little bit. Like I get that adrenaline rush like I did when I was skating, but it's not, I'm still to myself. I'm like, this is not the same. I'm not in any danger right now. Like
exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna hit my head on the ground and possibly get a concussion and then go to sleep tonight. Like so I have that outlook on it when I'm doing things. I'm like, this isn't as scary as some of the shit I've done.
Exactly.
So.
I've actually said that before, talking about doing coffee. I feel as a skateboarder, if you can skate and you got good at skating, you can honestly do anything. Mm-hmm. And because of the sacrifice that you make with your body and just how that scary ass feeling going into doing a speech or, a modeling thing or roasting coffee where I just have to maneuver a machine, I'm not physically hurting myself. I'm using my brain or doing something else that is nowhere near as scary as the shit that I was doing.
Yeah.
So fuck it, man. That's what I love. I love that I've never like really met you or talked to you and same mentality, bro. It's like, yeah, that's so sick.
No, it's awesome, dude. It's like whenever I'm like going through anything that's like that, it's just places that I've never been before, I guess, are not. I mean, like just things I've never done, and it gives me like that sense of like feeling scared, I guess, or whatever, just like unsure of myself, and I'm always just like, well, fuck, man, I nose blunted like a 14 stair before, so I'm like, why am I scared of this? I'm scared of these people in this room that are about to judge me. So, yeah, I don't know, it's a cool outlook to have, I guess, but only skateboarders. I mean, I don't know. I think other extreme sports too. They can. I mean, yeah, BMXing, man. BMXing is insane, right?
The gnarliest, dude. Out of everything, I think that one scares me the most,
dude. It's fucked up.
It's so fucked. And those fools go so hard, like so high too. Like when dudes are good at BMXing. Yeah. Oh.
Dude, and when they wreck, they don't bail. They get wrapped up in a metal bar. Like
dude, sack their
yeah, I guess they probably have great outlooks on life.
Oh, 100%. Those dudes, no problem. But then, so that actually leads me into another question I actually asked you before the podcast was, being such a skateboarder, you have that mentality. It shapes your reality. It shapes everything you do in your life. we were talking about getting hated on, and like you also going into these situations where it's like these fools are gonna try to hate on me. Like I'm not even worried about it. But I know also being a model, and then you have friends who are skateboarders, or even people who are like this full skate like nah, and they're just gonna hate on you. How do you take to that?
I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of good friends that I skated with that don't hate on it.
Yeah.
Like they think it's crazy. They're like, what the hell? Like, but, I mean, the people that do talk shit about it, I mean, like I grew up in like a really poor family and I never had nice things. So being able to like support myself the way I'm supporting myself and do stuff and like just for my family, like being able to do that type of stuff, like that blocks out all the shit talking that has ever been said to me. I'm just like, you know what, whatever. Like I'm just trying to get as many experiences as I can while I'm on this planet. And I've done so much just within these past like 4 years of modeling. It's like, it blows my mind sometimes when I think about it. Like I'm super lucky to be doing these things. So, I mean, I'll always say this too to the people that say stuff like that. I'm like, if my younger self met me, like my 16-year-old self met me now, he would probably kick my ass too. So he'd be like, "What are you doing?" But he'll understand one day, I guess.
Dude,
so.
he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They always will. Dude, that's pretty sick, man. I mean, you kind of touched on a little bit right there in your answer about, you know, growing up in a poor family. I mean, what motivates you to keep going like this?
I mean, just do well enough to where, cause my family still, they're in a better position now than I think they've ever been. Like I have like 5 sisters, 2 brothers, and my parents divorced when I was like 9. So my dad's been remarried a couple times. But like when I go home and I see the way that they're living, it's not like awful, but my expectations for living are like so much higher now from like what I've experienced. So sorry, these IPAs are making me want to burp right now.
It's all good, bro.
So I want to be able to do well enough to where I could support them. Like that would be an ultimate dream. And then obviously like be a successful actor, like a working actor, and being able to tell stories. And that was another thing, is like when my parents were going through a divorce, movies were my escape before I got into skateboarding. Before I built that community and family through skateboarding, like movies were the way that I kind of escaped from that. So if I could do that with acting for anyone that's going through any like crazy shit, that would be awesome too. So, but
damn, that's fucking deep, dude.
Sorry.
That's crazy. Wait, you just like hella passed over that, but like is that really what that part right there specifically?
Yeah.
That's fucking heavy. That's really admirable too, though. Like that's fucking legit. No, that's tight.
Yeah. I mean, I know how much it helped me through stuff. So it's like, I don't know. It'd be cool to be able to do that for anyone else, even like, yeah, I don't know.
Dude, that's G. No, that's super sick, bro, because, it just gives you a little bit more meaning, like a little bit more drive and motivation, if you will.
Yeah.
So this is your 24/7 hustle, and you're doing other things like driving up to LA and also investing in yourself in the acting classes that, you know, does it afford you more casting calls or like more connections to be up there in the movie industry, you know, LA type stuff?
I mean, like to live there?
I mean, to be doing your acting classes up there?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm thankful for the class that I went to down here. I just, the reason why I left there was just mainly because I just wanted to see what else was out there. And, but yeah, like definitely being up in LA and just some of the students that I've been working with, and, like for sure, like when you hear people say it's like all about who you know, and I hate that term, I guess, but it's so true. It's in like any field, like it's all about who you know, like, it's just ridiculous, but it definitely will make a difference. And so many opportunities that I've gotten were literally because of who I knew. And
yeah.
So and that whole industry is in LA. Like there's some people down here that I work with, Marco Gonzalez, who is like, he started like Westwood Films. I've done like a couple short films with him. He's an awesome dude. He's a director and like a writer and super smart guy. He's based out of here, and we're working on a short film called Serial Killer. I don't know if I could say all this actually, but it's not. I mean, I don't know. He'll call me later if I'm not supposed to. But we start shooting, or they started shooting this Sunday, but my first shoot day isn't until like the 29th, I think. But he's a super talented dude, and he lives down here, and he's trying to put San Diego on the map. So that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, all the really big stuff is in LA, and so that's why I have to do that drive. The reason why I still live here in San Diego is because my girlfriend is down here, and she's a social worker for San Diego County.
That's sick.
Yeah, she's a saint. Like, I couldn't say enough good things about her, but she's like the real reason when I hurt my knee and I was going through that really messed up year that I was in, she actually worked at Stone with me, and we were friends for like a year, and she kind of saw me going through that like spiral. She was the one that like pulled me out of that and like built my confidence up, and that's kind of, she's like the real reason why I started taking my health seriously and like getting in shape. And then all of a sudden, like when we started dating, I started trying to do that modeling stuff, and so that took her off guard. She was like, wait, what? And so there was like definitely some like adapting for her to get used to that. Yeah. But she's amazing. She's so supportive, and I hope she's listening right now.
Yeah. That's tight.
Yeah. So
shout her out.
Her name's Megan Conlon. She's a social worker. She's gonna be mad if I probably said that, because she doesn't like me when I'm like spreading her information out on the social media stuff, because she's an angel.
That's tight, man. Yeah. How long you guys been together?
Almost 4 years. Like 4 years.
Sick, man. So she's been there since before all of it.
Yeah. We were friends for like a year, and then when we started dating, that's literally like when I started the modeling stuff. So it was, yeah.
How did you guys do while you were in Milan?
It was actually pretty rough. That was like a rough point for us. But I mean, we're still together. So
that's what's up. There you go. That's what's up.
But yeah, we're living together right now. Yeah. So.
Do you ever want to try to move up to LA?
I would like to. I mean, not that I'm not a huge fan of LA. Like LA, if you live in San Diego and then you go to LA, you're like, LA is just so different. It's just,
dude, yeah.
San Diego is awesome.
It's
like I'm the biggest San Diego supporter, and I'm from Spokane, Washington. I'm like, San Diego's my home. Spokane is not my home. But it would make sense for like what I'm trying to do. But my girlfriend, she got her master's degree was paid for by San Diego County. So she's obligated to work here for one more year before she could like leave. So I'm like hoping once that finishes, I can like talk her into moving, but she probably won't want to. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, man. I lived in LA for 5 years, I think.
Okay.
Long time. Dude, it's a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is fun when you get to meet the right people, and kind of, it's, again, what you were saying about all the people you know, or it's all about who you know. Mm-hmm. I met a lot of cool ass skaters, dude, that I still go back and see, and it's just like, fuck yeah. Love it. The homies you get there are pretty cool, man. LA has a super different vibe than San Diego, but I'm the same way from the Bay Area, but San Diego is like home.
There's just I've been to so many places, and there's nothing that can compare to San Diego. I love it. Like, I don't know. But dude, I commute to LA, and I still feel like I'm in I'm in my car less than the people that actually live in LA.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I gun it out of there, and they're still sitting in traffic driving home. So it's I mean, I don't know. As long as people keep making awesome podcasts like yourself, then I'll be chilling.
Thank you. Well, dude, so future plans, like, I know you keep saying movies and doing these things, but I mean, what if modeling just keeps presenting all these amazing opportunities?
I mean, I'm always gonna I don't know. I feel like modeling and acting go hand in hand. Like, if you see I mean, like how you're talking about like Gucci, they use Jared Leto for all their campaigns all the time.
Yeah.
He's in all of them. He's an actor. So, I mean, and he's probably getting paid really, really good for that.
Oh, dude. And he's a rock star, right? The 30 Seconds
Oh, yeah,
to Mars?
yeah. So, I mean, he's doing everything. But I mean, I feel like it goes very hand in hand. So, if I can break into the acting thing, I mean, all the experience I've gained through modeling is only going to help me. Like, it's never going to hurt me, I don't think. But again,
never.
I'm just trying to pay my bills, man.
Yeah. So, dude, do you ever just sit and think sometimes you're like, damn, this is my job right now?
Yeah. I mean, no, sometimes it can be actually pretty hard. Like, I mean, it's not often when the shoot is like you're in like grueling weather and like you have your shirt off and you're like, this sucks like really bad, but you have to like look like it's awesome. And so those types of shoots, those suck. And then even like fashion shows can be fun, but you're just running around and like just stripping your clothes off and throwing the next outfit on and just sprinting for like 6 hours. And then you have to go out and just act like nothing's wrong when walk. And then, so, I mean, like, these are not real problems I'm complaining about, but I've done every shitty job you can think about. Like, my first job was at KFC. So,
dude, what?
I worked at KFC for one day.
One day?
Yeah. And I'm going to do a shout out to a homie, which is probably not listening to this, but his name is Galen Knowles. And, I grew up skating with him and filming with him. And he got me a job at KFC. And it was my first job, and I was a fry cook, and I worked for 8 hours, and they were training me. And as soon as I finished my shift, I put my apron down, and I was like, I quit. They're just like, what? And I'm like, this is the worst shit I've ever done in my life. Like, I'm not doing this. And he was so pissed. So
I quit.
So the KFC fry cooks, I think, have the worst jobs in the world, but.
Dude, hey, at least you had the wherewithal. How old were you when you did this?
I was probably like 16 or 17. So
oh damn,
that was like my first like real job. Like my grandparents owned a donut shop, and I worked with them. Like when I was like 12 to whatever age, they would have me like clean the place and do that stuff. But this was like my first like job where I had to fill out like a W-2, and I blew that. So.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. And now you're just doing it up. So what do you have coming down the pipeline right now?
So I'm doing that short film. I start my first shoot days like the end of this month, and we're going into the next month. Like, so that it's called Serial Killer. It's written and directed by Marco Gonzalez, Westwood Films. And then I'm doing a Star Wars fan film.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a story that comes. I mean, it's a story about Count Dooku. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I've seen it.
I don't know if I can be. This is what this has like a budget, and I actually don't know if I could be saying
okay,
this.
Okay.
It's not has nothing to do with like Disney or anything, because it's not that big. But this has a budget, and it's pretty much. I'm like the lead character in it, and I don't know. It's just cool. I don't know. I love all the Star Wars films, and so it's cool to play a character from the franchise, I guess. But
damn, that's gangster.
Yeah. So we'll see. And they have a budget, and they're location scouting at some like really sick places. So we'll see what happens from that.
Damn. So you're gonna be just acting for a hot minute.
I mean, I'll still be doing the modeling things, like, cause I'll be doing that. But yeah, I'll be hopefully doing more acting stuff in the coming months. But
damn, son. And this is all before the end of the year, or
we'll shoot. Well, the Star Wars fan film thing we'll be shooting, I think, into December. Okay. So
damn. And then how long is that going to be for?
I mean, we should be shooting for November and December. It should be only those 2 months, but yeah, I mean, that's not too long. It's not going to be like. It's not going to be like an hour-long film or something. It's a short film, so. Okay. But they have a big budget, so it should be like just
legit,
a good production and like good quality and stuff. So, I don't know, just experience to put under my belt too, and to meet people. So,
Do you have any international trips coming up?
I go to Colombia on the 14th for a shoot. It's like a day thing though. Like I'm literally, I think I leave the 14th, shoot the 15th, and fly back the 16th of next month. It's like short, but that's all I have. Usually like the modeling stuff is, you never are ever like booked out within like months in advance or anything. It's usually like you find out like 2 weeks before and you're like, you're going to Montreal tomorrow, and you're like, all right, let's go. So, and I love that's like the spontaneity of it, I guess. Is that a word? Spontaneity. Spontaneity. I've had 2 beers, so but yeah, I just like how everything is just very random, and I don't have like a schedule. If I do, it's me staying here and like working out, but yeah.
Dude, that's fucking tight, bro. I love that. I think that's fucking badass. You're still skating, doing all that. You got things coming down the pipeline. I mean, yeah, man. But are you just gonna continue to like? And the one thing I wanted to ask you one thing. When I see sometimes like on Instagram, they see models and shit. It doesn't matter to the sex, men or women. They're always bumping music. You keep saying how you're just listening to Iron Maiden. Like when you're doing a shoot, do you throw on some like Iron Maiden and like throw your pose?
If they ever ask me what I want to listen to, which a lot of photographers that I've shot, like I'll repeatedly work with, they won't ask me anymore because I'll always be like, oh, you can put like Black Sabbath on or something. And so everybody's just standing around. Like it doesn't flow right with what we're doing, but it's hilarious if you hear like Children of the Grave comes on by Black Sabbath, and it's like dum da 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 dum da da da, and they're just taking pictures, and there's like a stylist just like, what the fuck is going on right now? So that's always funny. So a lot of the times if I work with someone again, they're like, they don't ask me. They're like, no.
They're like, you lost your privileges.
Yeah, you're not going to be the DJ anymore.
Dude, that's hilarious. Yeah. So, another thing that I wanted to ask you about, I mean, we kind of touched on it earlier, was definitely about health. So do you just do all your own research about like, making sure you're getting enough proteins, and like, do you get pretty scientific about it, or do you just like very basic, like vegetarian, vegan, whatever?
Yeah, I've tried to do like as much research as possible, I guess, but I don't do like the numbers game where like people are counting their like calories and whatever, I guess. But it's just, I feel like most people like just like use common sense. Like if it's not good for you, then it's not good for you. I mean, if people ask me online, like a lot of people on Instagram will be like, okay, well, like how do you stay in like such good shape all year or whatever? Like I'm a huge fan of like intermittent fasting. So I don't know like the exact science behind it, but I know it works for me because I've like tried it out, and I've been doing it for a couple years now. But I think it's important to give your body that window of like not putting shit into it and letting it digest what it has. Mm-hmm. And I don't want anyone that listening, like I don't ever do anything unless like your doctor, I guess, says it's okay. Yeah. I'm not a professional. I know what works for me. But if someone asks me what my diet is, I say veggies and meat. Like that's the easiest thing. I mean, eat a lot of vegetables and eat some good meat. I mean, I think chicken, I choose chicken out of everything. I think that's the best, but it sucks because we live in the United States and everything has like all the probiotics or the
antibiotics.
All of those things that they put into it that probably cause cancer, and so we're screwed on that end. But yeah, I mean, don't drink soda.
Yeah.
And don't eat a fucking whole bag of Sour Patch Kids. I mean, like just things
like common sense.
Yeah. And if you're gonna be unhealthy, like when I choose to be unhealthy, I'm gonna have a good IPA. So.
Yeah, dude. I mean, everybody has their vices.
Yeah.
No matter what. I mean, for me, it is smoking weed for sure. I definitely, dude. If it was like between weed and drinking for the rest of my life, don't eat alcohol. Like done.
I every time I smoke weed, man, I have like gnarly panic attacks. I've never been able to do it, and I've tried a lot, like because all of my friends have always smoked weed, so I'm always like, I get that attitude. I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. Yeah. And then I do it and I'm like, fuck, what am I doing right now?
Dude.
And I'm like, I need to leave, man. I was like, I can't be with you guys. You guys are crazy.
Dude, have you ever done psychedelics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But weed does that?
Dude, we could do acid right now and I'll be way better off than if I smoked that. I'm not kidding you. Like, I'm dead serious.
No, I know. That's what trips me out because I think for me it was like the opposite. When I went from smoking weed to doing psychedelics, I think it was the initial, like, I don't know. Every time I've ever done it, I always feel like there's this especially when you smoke, it's the initial like a haze.
Like it hits you?
Like kinda, you're starting to feel it hitting, like when you smoke and you're getting super baked, or if like doing other things, and you start to get it's like, oh, it's coming. Like you feel it, and then you like anticipate, and your body's starting to feel a little weird, and then you like fully tripping.
Yeah.
I think because of smoking weed, it helped me like embrace that more instead of tripping out.
I tried, man. I've tried to figure it out. Like it's there. I had a buddy named Charles Everett that smokes, or he used to smoke weed all the time. I don't know if he is now. He's a dad now, but he. I remember one week we were we used to skate this park called Hilliard Skate Park in Spokane, and we were there for like a week. And I remember like I got this weird idea in my head. I was like, I'm gonna start smoking weed now, and I smoked weed with him every day for like a week, and the panic attacks got worse like through the week. Like it was just bad. I don't know, man. It's just I'm not a weed guy. I don't know.
That's interesting. Well, dude, good for you. Save those lungs.
Well, I would rather smoke weed than drink beer. I wish I liked weed more, but I just
Dude, I love drinking beer. I definitely have started, a lot like yourself, I'm getting more healthy about stuff. So it's like, okay, I'm not just going to be eating sugar and drinking a beer. It's like, or choose one, and that'll be your thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of just choose beer more than anything else. It's like, sugar, I'd rather drink that beer.
Yeah.
But then I'll roll a joint and I'm like, fuck.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think. I mean, if you're not, you seem like a super busy guy. So I mean, you're productive. So
dude,
keep doing whatever the hell you're doing. You know?
Dude, it scares me a little bit though, because it's like, if I'm gonna be that productive doing this, like, fuck, how much could I really do if I didn't even do this?
I don't know, man. Maybe this gives you the edge. You never
know.
The
sanity.
I don't know. This might give you the edge to do everything you're doing. I don't know. But then you don't want the idea of like, oh, am I dependent on that?
Exactly.
Can I do this without it? But I don't know. That's an experiment that you have to try.
It's funny you say that, because I was literally right before we started this podcast, I was thinking like, damn, I do want to go to the gym after this. So, but I was like, I don't want him to not have an IPA, because I know you said it was cool to have water, but I'm like, nah. You're coming to the show.
I was super confused. I wasn't sure. I was like, when you said drink, I was like, okay, does he mean alcohol? Or does he mean coffee? I was like, it's 6. I don't know if I want to. I heard Tyrone's talking about how strong it was. I was like, I don't know if I want coffee at 6. But
no, that like I put in that email that I sent you, I just like basically send like a disclaimer, like, drink anything that you want. So and then I give a weed preference too. But
yeah. Well, I don't want to seem like an alcoholic. Like, yeah, IPAs, man. Just have a bunch of them.
Oh, dude, no. Trust me. I've gotten some like. I'm starting to get, as the more and more I especially don't know a lot of the guests, they'll just come over. Some like, I want a gin and tonic with a lime and a lemon.
Oh shit,
like,
really?
Oh, like specifics, or like Scott. Shout out my stoso Marco. He's like, yeah, I haven't had scotch since like 3:00 this afternoon. I'm like, dude, I haven't had scotch in like 15 years. It's
So wait, what kind of scotch did you get him? Did you get him like shitty scotch, or did you go spend money on it?
Nah, I mean, well.
You lied to him, because all scotch tastes like shit. So.
Dude, honestly, the one that I got, I was pretty surprised.
Okay.
I was because dude, the last time I drank scotch, the very first time I drank scotch was when I was going away to college. My friends like got me this bottle, and I drank it, and I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I was 18 or 17 at the time, so it's like.
I don't even know, man. I don't know what's up about scotch. I feel like the grosser it is, like the more aged it is. I don't know. Like the grosser it is, the better it is. That people think, but
do you like whiskey?
I mean, yeah, I like whiskey, but I'm not a scotch fan. I don't like scotch.
Dude, have you ever been to like a distillery to see how whiskey's made?
No.
Dude, you gotta go. The
Why?
smell, like, because you were talking about.
Well, tell me now.
Well, because like the barrels and how they basically
fermented or
like
something.
Fermented, yeah, something like that. They're like, oh yeah, smell right here. Like you smell. They open up this lid and you smell it, and it shoots to the back of your fucking down
really?
piece, and it like you feel it in every bit of your head.
That sounds cool.
And it's like, it's the most disgusting thing ever. And I like literally think about that for some reason when you think of scotch, because it's like
it's so powerful.
It hits you.
Yeah,
that's the moment.
I don't know. I try not to. I haven't really been drinking hard alcohol lately. I've been trying to stay away from that.
Dude, just stay like straight. I mean, for the most part, then almost straight edge, but not intentionally.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean, my girlfriend's probably laughing right now. She's like, "Oh yeah, straight edge."
Yeah. Well, I said not intentionally. Like as you're drinking two IPAs in front of me.
Yeah. She buys a bottle of wine and she has a glass of it, and then she comes home the next night. She's like, "Where the fuck is my bottle of wine?" I'm like, I don't know. It's like, well, where would it have gone? So I like wine too. Actually, I like red wine, Cabernets and stuff. So
now when you go travel? I mean, you lived in Milan, so I'm sure you know how cheap it is to have wine there.
Yeah.
Do you just fuck with wine like every day? Like it's not even like a thing.
Yeah. So I was like cooped up in my apartment that I was there. Like I didn't know anybody, and all the people that I did know, they literally clubbed every night. Like they were insane, all of them. Like all the models that I was friends with, they went out like every single night. And so actually it's funny, like when I was living there, I got super into cooking. So I would do my castings, and I would take the train everywhere, like the fucking subway or whatever it was called. I would do that, and then I would go to the store and just buy, like, they had really good fresh produce, and like their meat doesn't have any of those like
additives.
Yeah, yep. Like it's illegal to do in Europe or whatever. So I just got really into cooking. So I keep having to burp. Yeah, like, and then when I came back from Milan.
But what about did you just get wine while you were
there?
Yes,
every time.
Just boom, fading bottles to yourself?
Dude, like, yeah, I tried. There was this little grocery store right by my house, and I bought every type of wine that they had there. So
did you ever go outside of Milan to go explore, maybe like Chianti in the wine region or anything like that?
So I went to Florence for an editorial.
Sick.
And I stayed in the winery places outside of what the hell is that place called? This is gonna, I don't think I'm gonna think of it right now. So the art director of the shoot, his family had like a place like in a winery, and so I stayed there. It was like outside of Florence. And I remember like waking up in the morning and hearing like roosters, and then opening my windows, and there's people working out in like the olive fields or whatever it was, and they're like picking stuff and like the hills, and dude, it was I was like, what the hell is going on? Like that was, I remember like thinking, I'm like, dude, I'm from Spokane, like that was like the meth capital for a while, like so I'm like, that type of stuff blew my mind. But
dude, it's beautiful there.
Yeah,
it's absolutely I was just in Florence and Rome in May, and we went to Chianti.
Okay.
Or into Tuscany.
Oh yeah, Tuscany, that's where it was. Sorry,
dude. Yeah, it was fucking amazing, dude. Bro. I can't even understand. The people just fade wine like it's, you don't even feel like you're drinking.
Yeah.
It's just,
that's the other thing that like blows my mind. There's like all the like older people there. You're just walking down the street, and there's all those little cafes, and everyone's outside smoking, drinking coffee, drinking wine, and it's like dude, it's 11 o'clock right now.
Yeah.
And these like 80-year-old men are smoking cigarettes, and I think it's because they don't add any of that shit to their like food like we do. That's why none of them have cancer. They're chain smoking, and then everyone here is getting cancer when they're like 28. So
dude, I know, it's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Man. I don't know. When you go there and you eat even the pasta. Mm-hmm. You eat and that's not like a brick in your stomach when you're there, because they have like that heirloom wheat or just natural shit. Yeah. So I mean, and then even if you get like a cheese and charcuterie plate or something like that, oh my god, they have like beef pate that just like spreads like butter, bro. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, the food is really good there.
Fuck. There was a kiosk outside in Florence where we were staying. Like we stayed in this really nice hotel called the Cardinal. And then we walk outside, and there was like a little stand just right there, and it was you can get 2 cups of red wine filled to the brim for $4, or you can get a water for €3. I was like, get those 2 wines.
Yeah, I don't need water right now.
Yeah, no, fuck that. And then it got to the point we were in Florence for like, 4 days, I think.
Mm-hmm.
By the last night, there was like a little bar that would open up at the end of every night, and these kids were just sitting out there smoking cigs, drinking wine, drinking beers. And finally, on the last night, I don't know how we got it. I think they sold Lucy cigarettes too. We're just
Really?
Boom, got like a Lucy cigarette, and we just sat there as a grown, like, I'm 33 years old. I haven't smoked cigs like that in a hot minute.
Yeah,
I'm just like sitting out there drinking wine, smoking a cig. I'm like, this is actually pretty tight.
Dude, yeah, everyone smokes there, man. That was like really hard. That was hard for me because I really wanted cigarettes while I was there, but I did good. I think I had like a couple while I was there, but
Dude, it's tough to smoke like a full cig. I used to smoke cigs too for a long time. I want to say like 18, 19 to like tough into like 26, 27.
Yeah. Well, you got out at a good time, I think.
I mean, I've definitely had cigs since then, but not like just chain smoking.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like wake up in the morning and have coffee and a cigarette. Like,
yep.
And then I would have like I would smoke packs like in a day. Like that was no problem. And I smoked Camel 99s, so the long ones.
Dude, yeah. Do you remember when they had the Camel wides?
Yeah, those I was never a fan of those. I loved the Camel 99s, man, because I would put them out halfway sometimes and then smoke them in like another like 10 minutes. But the Camel wides would just burn. They would actually burn faster for me. I don't know why.
No, I was the same way. And then I was into like Turkish silvers. That was my jam.
Yeah.
So, dude, I'd have like 2 cigs with my coffee, and then it would be like hit the park. Definitely like spark one on the way, dude, or like get it right when you're at the park.
Yeah, dude, that shit like blows my mind now because we like skateboarders are athletes and it's all cardio. Yeah. And I literally didn't even like eat some days. I would just smoke cigarettes like and be fueled by caffeine. Like, and now when I think about that, I'd be like, dude, I would have fucking shredded like even harder if I just was healthier and took care of myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the fuck I did that.
Dude,
I don't know how you did it. I don't know how we did it, man.
My homie Donnie would be like, I don't understand how you are mashing around the park right now with a cig in your hand. He's like, you were going so, he's like, can you breathe okay? I'm like, yeah, it's just like deep breath.
Like, I think I need a cigarette, actually. Yeah. Like, whenever I was out of breath from skating, I was like, I'm going to have a cigarette and take a break and stretch a little bit.
Yeah.
What? This doesn't even make sense.
It's like cig in hand, but you're drinking water because you're like, oh, I'm trying to be healthy right now.
Trying to stay hydrated, man.
Hella dumb, bro.
God.
So like, but now people are figuring it out, and it's like, look now what you can do on a skateboard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, skateboarders are like now they are called athletes. Like,
it's so crazy.
It's in the Olympics, right? That happened already.
I think no, 2020.
Okay.
I think is the first time.
Yeah, who's gonna be in that?
Okay. So I was talking to, and I'll leave him nameless because he was saying he couldn't really talk about it, but he was saying basically that the team was selected, but now you have to like try out or something like that. I could be completely wrong.
that would make sense, I guess, but
because like there's like full qualifications to do it. Mm-hmm. Like you're not just gonna get a spot on the team.
Yeah. No, I would imagine Is Nigel Houston still like at the top of his game, right? He's still fucking shredding, right? Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. Nigel, yeah, he's fucking destroying.
We could probably say that he's gonna be in there, right?
I would believe so.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I would say like maybe him. I would think like Alex Midler, maybe just dudes who are never really partied, it seems like. I mean, I guess
they're
Nigel
like
parties.
not humans. Like they get on a skateboard and they're like, I'm gonna do everything first try and then go home.
Dude, kickflip back nose blunt handrail to regular. Oh, and then I'm gonna do it to fakie, and it's gonna be buttery as fuck.
I don't even understand that shit. I don't know. It's crazy.
So but dude, I believe USA's got the talent, but dude, I mean, some of those Latin countries like Brazil.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, Brazil's
Those
gonna
guys,
come out tough.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna come out tough.
I think it might be like soccer or something. Like they're gonna be reigning champion over us.
Dude, what if
US is the shit team.
Dude, I would even I think I've brought it up before on the podcast was Canadian. Like Team Canada is gonna be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, imagine like Spencer Hamilton is gonna be on Team Canada. It's like, oh fuck, he's really good. Or like Australia will have a really good team probably if they have a Olympic team.
Yeah.
Shane O'Neill.
Oh yeah.
Like, fuck, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, the U.S. like we're definitely gonna have some heavy hitters, but, whew,
yeah,
I don't know.
It'll be interesting. I'll probably tune in. I don't know.
Dude, I would definitely tune in. I mean, I hope they have something cool. Like I hope they don't make them wear like some skin tight jersey. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll tune in if they do that. That'll be fucking hilarious.
Dude, I would like to think that as skateboarders, and you know, it's on the world level. I would hope they're like gonna give us some buttery like soccer jerseys.
Yeah,
something like that. I mean,
or they turn it into a team sport, and you have to tag your U.S. team member in, and then he does his line, and you do the. I'm just kidding.
You're talking about like social media? Oh
no, I'm talking about like if they set it up to where it was actually like teams by countries.
Well, that's what I think they're doing.
Shut the hell up.
I'm pretty sure.
Shut
that's what
up.
I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not tuning in for that.
Dude,
That's
no,
crazy.
it's like Team USA, like the way we have like a basketball team, but it's like, I mean, they're all going against each other, I believe, but
okay.
It's like your Team USA, this is Team Brazil.
Okay. I mean, that makes a little bit more. I was kidding. I was talking about like one of the skaters is skating for Team USA, and then he slaps his next guy in, and then
like a relay race.
I don't know. Yeah. It was a joke, but then you said that, and I was like, wait, what are we talking about?
Dude. All right. Well, fuck yeah, Andrew. Like let's wrap it up.
All right.
Let's wrap it up.
How do we do that? Let's go.
Dude, tell the people where they could find you, social media, Twitter, whatever.
My Instagram handle is Andrew.Biernat. Biernat. And I'm the most active on that. Yeah. I don't really follow a lot of people back on Facebook because it's like mainly family and stuff. So
tell the people where they can find your video part that I just watched.
I mean, if you type in Andrew Biernat on YouTube, there's like 5 video parts that you can find of me, but this is the most recent one.
Yes.
So yeah, just
it's
type my
super
name.
Gnarly.
You'll find some runway stuff on there too. And
oh shit!
But you'll see the skate part before that.
Yes. So all right, and then is that at Twitter too?
I don't have Twitter.
Okay.
I'm lame.
Dude, nah. Well, dude, when you're finished with the movie, let me know. Send anything over my way.
Hell yeah.
And I fully hope that you keep fucking shredding as hard as you are, and fucking get that acting career and fucking just keep fucking getting modeling, dude. And when you get Gucci, please like send me that one.
I'll get my knee fixed when I'm 30, and I'm gonna come out with my comeback part when I'm 30. So
yes, I'm so down. And anything Gucci that you do, I'll definitely promote.
All right, cool.
All right, Andrew.
Thanks for
coming
much,
through,
man.
G.
Thank you.
Peace.